let's get this started with. Let's start with the time machine. Now, the time machine and review, I'll just be splitting this into 3 parts: the analysis, my opinion on this, and why you should read it. Okay, first of all, let me get started with. I'll recommend this book because of a lot of things. First of all, if you're a sci-fi fan like me, then you'll definitely like this book. And also, if you like time travel like me, then you'll also definitely like the book. And if you like Doctor Strange and his time travel techniques, then you would definitely like this book like me. Maybe not that last reason, but at least you're good. Time travel! Congratulations, you just time traveled. In my opinion, that is. Well, you'll be basically, I'm just recording the past anyway, so this is basically a long, whatever, let's get this started. Analysis. Basically, this analysis has, let's talk about the Eloys, the Morlocks, and the actual hidden meaning in the time machine. Let's start with the Eloys. The Eloys are unintelligent, basically probably having an IQ of 5 to 20, which is actually smart for a cat, but not smart for a human. And also, they technically also have a lot of other things too. They're weak and they have no idea how to survive. And because of that, they actually get eaten by the Morlocks more easily. Hang on. Well, that's better. I'll just need to hold the tent for a while. One more thing I should mention about this, the Eloys, is that they're probably descendants from the educated and the higher class. The higher class are basically educated, so they don't need to do all the tedious work like, hey, I'm a pickaxe. This is actually a book, I'll just say it's a pickaxe. Now let's go mining. Bing, 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 bing. No, that's not exactly what you do. That's not exactly what they do. They're trying to say that this is not the best way to do your stuff. One thing that I should mention first of all is that first, this is the wrong way, and that's they don't need to do any of that tedious work to make the machinery and to actually run it themselves and to oil it and to take care of it so that it makes the world better. No, they don't do that. All they do is trying to seek pleasure and trying to do other ways and saying if there's hardware there, servant, go do the hard work for us, please. I don't care if you don't have the knowledge to unlock that gate. Just try to break it open or try to unlock the gate or try to get the knowledge yourself. Yeah, nah. Basically, they try to do all the easy work and never do the hard work. No challenges. Because of these no challenges, they're basically turned into the soft, dumb, unintelligent, and unsurvivable species that we know today. At least in the, by day I mean 800 and 2700 something BC. That's what I mean. And now let's talk about the Morlocks. The Morlocks are basically the opposites of the Eloys. You can think of them as foils of each other. But the Morlocks are more of the lower class or the uneducated and the working class. Because their generations and generations of being uneducated and having to work, they eventually had to change with their evolution to shun light and to hate any kind of light at all, to live in the darkness and to escape into the world of the underground so that they can be in peace and that they can do everything. They still have their abilities to survive, but in turn, they have turned more savage, more cruel. Basically, I guess the humankind has split into 2 personalities. One kind is just their feelings, where they only have the feelings that they are capable of. 2, they have the working conditions, their working capabilities. Humankind is split into those 2 things. In the working capability people, the Morlocks have lost their feelings abilities, while the Eloys, the people with the feeling capabilities, have lost their working abilities. They're carefree, and all they can do is swim, play, and have an easy life like livestock until they're eaten on a moonless night. Or until they actually become extinct by, I don't know, lava, volcano, meteor. Yeah, this is confusing too. And what is this trying to imply to us? I'll get to that in a moment. In my opinion, I guess this book is trying to tell us back then, if we kept going like what we're going by then, how we're going right now. By that I mean that how the 19th century people kept doing their classwork, like some working class and some people doing the easy work, like, hey, all I need to do is that 2 plus 2, okay, I'll do it. Wait, I need someone to help me mine coal so that I can keep my furnace alive. Who's servant, worker, miner, go get some coal for me. Yeah, they can do the easy stuff, like trying to get x squared, or know what pi r squared's formula and what formula it's used for. But the hard work, where they don't need to use this knowledge, where this knowledge is a waste, they just get someone else to do it and make them shun all the opportunities that they have. They deserve it as much. And in my opinion, I guess this is more what H.G. Wells is implying to. I guess this book is more like an axe. This book uses it as an axe as a weapon to hack away at the injustices in society so that everyone gets equality. If this makes sense, H.G. Wells was a socialist, and he's trying to imply his knowledge and what he wants us to do as citizens to make sure that everyone has an equal opportunities, so that everyone can have an education, but they can choose if they want the education and get a good job, or if they don't want it and they don't care what happens to them. And yeah, that's all I'm trying to imply right now. So now, what's this book actually supposed to do? And why did H.G. Wells write it down? I've probably already explained why H.G. Wells wanted to write it down and why he wanted to share these ideas. But I probably haven't told you about how he wrote it down. By that, okay, that was pointless. Well, why actually? Other than having to use it as an axe to chop down the inequalities of his society. Probably because of his own things. He probably seen some people doing a lot of things, and he probably wondered if this was inequality too. He wanted equal rights for everyone, so that the world is fairer and everyone is equal. No one is discriminated, no one is left out except the people who want to be left out. No one is different. They're all different in their own unique way, of course, but they're not different in general. They all have the same opportunities, they all have the same education, probably, and they can do much more stuff. So, H.G. Wells is trying to write this to tell us that we need to stop what we're doing and how we're doing it so that we don't end up like these guys, or at least something close to them. We almost broke the cycle, or not quite there yet. We might still turn into Eloys and Morlocks. So, why should you read this anyway? You should read this for a couple of reasons. One, to actually spread the idea of socialism. I'm more of a somewhere between capitalism and socialism guy. And I'll just say is that I guess socialism isn't a bad idea, but capitalism isn't also a bad idea too. I guess a mix of the both would actually make a better economy. I don't know what that should be called. And you should read this so that you know how people are acting. I mean, sure, if you're from a rich family, then you might not know how the poor, poverty people will live in, or the middle class people will live in. At least they have a middle class now. You might not even know what they're feeling, and you might even be tempted to like, I don't care about these guys. Unless you're Bill Gates or other people who have charities to actually help people in poverty and haven't crossed the poverty line. And that's all I'm saying. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode. So, until next time, Shannon out.